Hi, I'm Chad and I'm the course coordinator for Fundamentals of Leadership this trimester. Welcome to the course. I thought that in addition to a bit of text, I'd do a short video for you and introduce you to myself so you know what I look like and get a bit of an idea of who I am, where I come from, and some of my thinking about adaptive leadership, which is the main framework we'll be using in this course. I have what you would call an academic background, I guess. I have a PhD in English. For those of you who don't know, a PhD is a qualification which allows me to call myself a doctor, so that's very nice. But it's also the highest qualification you can get at a university, which is nice as well. It gives me a lot of expertise over which I can feel very proud and is very good for my ego. But it's also a major research project. So a PhD involves writing a thesis or a dissertation on a research project of your choice. Mine was on ancestry and literature. I can talk to you about that for hours if you like. But the written thesis was about 95,000 words long. Took me about 7.5 years, about 3.5 years full-time and the rest part-time with some breaks in between. But that's really my main qualification. After my PhD, I took on the role of an associate lecturer and academic advisor at the Student Learning Centre at Flinders University, which is where I also did my PhD as well. So this was the beginning of me feeling a desired image of myself as being very helpful and very supportive. So the main role there was supporting students in their studies. I would work in the writing centre and I would run sessions on things like essay writing, referencing, how to be a successful student and things like that. So this really was me establishing myself as helpful and supportive and nice and making things easier for people, which is really a desired image and a story I've told myself about myself for most of my career. Adaptive leadership has helped me think about that a little bit and how that may sometimes not always be the best thing. So as a part of that, I took on the coordination of a program called the Foundation Course, or the Foundation Program, Foundation Studies at Flinders. So this was my first foray into leadership and academic program leadership, where it was a program that was designed to help students adjust to university if they had not finished year 12 or had the normal pathway or entry requirements into university. So again, this is helping people usually from very diverse backgrounds, sometimes disadvantaged backgrounds, and helping them to adjust to the institution and the habitus and culture of university. So again, being very helpful to people and being very supportive. Soon after that, I moved to the Centre for Learning and Professional Development at the University of Adelaide in the position of Student Development Program Coordinator. So this was much more direct, I guess, positional authority in some ways, where I had a team of maybe half a dozen people who would run the Writing Centre, run induction programs or academic acculturation programs, do guest lectures and things like that. So this was a good experience of working across systems. So the university itself is a system, but it's comprised of many subsystems. So we're in the central part of the university, and then you have faculties around them, and we were working out in faculties with other central units within our own central unit. So it was a very kind of complex and complicated sort of environment to be working in, which was great. I then went through many stages of change management. So I went through about 3 or 4 major change processes and eventually found myself in the School of Education and coordinating the University Preparatory Program, which was a bit like the Foundation Studies program at Flinders. But this was a new program, so it hadn't been established for 25 years like the Foundation Studies program, so I was starting something new. This really fit my desired image of being someone who could get things done and start things and be a change agent and things like that. So again, being very helpful to students and giving them a new pathway into university and helping them change their lives and things like that. So that again was program coordination and was leadership of a different type. I would have a team of tutors and lecturers, but there was also really direct curriculum development work and working with other parts of the university to make sure that everyone was happy with the students we were providing them with, and aligning with all the policies and procedures of the university higher up as well. We then moved into the Faculty of Arts as another change process, and my position moved from the School of Education to the Faculty of Arts. So I learned a lot about different systems at different levels, what it takes to get traction and influence in those systems, and took on the role a bit of a different academic leadership role in a course called The Inquiring Mind, which was a common course, a core course for all students in the Faculty of Arts. A bit of the same way that Fundamentals of Leadership is the same for all students, is required by all students. It's the first course you do in the MBA, and all students have to do it. That's a core course, although it was the only core course in the Faculty of Arts. So this is for all students in every degree in the Faculty of Arts. Lots of diversity there. So Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Social Sciences, and several others. Also very large, so about 750 students in this course, and I wouldn't teach them all or mark them all, but I had a team of maybe 10 lecturers. So these were people from professor status right to casual academic staff status, and then a team of 6 to 10 or 8 to 12 tutors who would then tutor in the course. This was probably my best learning experience. That academia and learning environments are complex, open, adaptive systems. You can't tell people what to do. You can only try and influence them or guide them, like an ecology. So that was a very interesting learning experience as well, and very large. At the same time, I started my own business. So this is the beginning of my business experience. Really, I started the business because I wanted to do something cool. I had some resources and wanted to learn more about business and what running a business was like. So my first business was and is called Game Truck Australia. It's a mobile video game arcade for kids' birthday parties. So it's a big van pulled by a ute. We pull up out the front of a parent's house. Up to 16 kids get in, play video games, get out, I drive away and take money. That's basically the business. So that business has run for 4 years. At some times we've had up to 3 or 4 employees, but it's up and down, and I've learned a lot about how business works, on a kind of a micro scale, as well as adding to my experience of leadership in universities in an academic setting. I've now also started a second business, which is even much more smaller, doing kind of business consultancy work, basically facilitated workshops using the Lego Serious Play method. You may get a taste of that in the Fundamentals of Leadership course. So what really happened for me was that I was in a space where I was trying different things. I was starting to feel a bit unhappy or a bit disgruntled in the academic environment for lots of reasons. And then I decided to start an MBA, start studying an MBA. And so the first course I did was Fundamentals of Leadership, of course, with Lois. And this was a revelation to me. It was an absolute eye-opener, kind of incredible learning experience. And I came to learn very quickly that adaptive leadership was a framework or a set of skills that could really give me insight into what I'd been doing and really my own place in the mess. For a long time, I'd been telling myself that, universities are an ivory tower and they're very stuck in the mud, and I'm a change agent and I'm a bit of a hero, and they just don't get me, and no one will let me in. I feel like an outsider. But studying Fundamentals of Leadership made me realize that I really have a place in that mess, that I'd painted myself into a corner in some ways. And not that it was my fault. It's not about blame. It's more about just seeing your role in the system and understanding the systems better. I very quickly realized that I had very little understanding or analysis or not many interpretations of the system and how the system worked and how it would respond to someone like me and the types of things that I would do. So it was a great learning experience, Fundamentals of Leadership. And within a couple of trimesters, Lois had said to me, "Hey, you seem to do well at that course. You seem to enjoy it. I'm short of a tutor and I've got lots of students who want to help me tutor the course." And I thought, yeah, great opportunity. I'd done lots of teaching in the past and really appreciated the course and liked the framework. And this was a great opportunity to extend my learning. And within a few more trimesters, Lois asked me if I'd like to be the course coordinator in an upcoming trimester, and so here we are. I'm now the course coordinator. So I hope you enjoy the course. I hope you learn a lot from it, get some insight into it, realize that it's really the beginning of a learning journey, and realize that this is just the start, hopefully, of your learning in the adaptive space, and you're learning to be an adaptive leader, and that you recognize some of the skills, some of the approaches, some of the modes of thinking, some of the analysis and interpretation, and some of the self-reflection, and some of that understanding of systems that is involved in the adaptive leadership framework, and that you're able to begin to build on those things through the rest of your career. So that's basically a short introduction to me. I hope you enjoy the course. You'll have lots of opportunities to see me and hear from me in class and outside of class. But thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.